And good morning, peeps. Good Thursday morning. How are you doing? It's a kind of a dreary day today. We've had so much wonderful sunshine and so much wonderful warmth, and I can't complain too much because we're not frosting at night. So there's that. I'm going to. We got our drawing all keyed up here. I'm going to turn off the comments because you guys know the drill. You know what it takes to make a YouTube channel go, and that is to, hit the subscribe button, click the like button, hit the bell, hit the notifications, especially for lives, because even though I'm getting started now, I'm going to be adding a lot of things to it, and if you don't want to miss any of that wonderfulness, subscribe, Anyway, here we go. And I'm going to go to the comments. Oops, I'm going to first turn off that banner because it's a distraction now. It's helpful at the beginning, especially when the YouTube and the Twitter and the Facebook is getting its act together. That's why you do those 30-minute countdowns so it all can kind of sync and come together into a single broadcast because they lag. There's a lag there. And here we go. So what does it look like? I've already done the prep, so it's already gathering comments. And when you comment, this is what it looks like on my YouTube. This is what it looks like on Facebook. Both of those feeds are coming through. So if you comment live and you want to have a conversation here, I can bring your comment up and it can be part of the live stream. How cool is that? That's why I do what I do right now, because I think this technology is definitely needed, right? It's like such a cool thing that you can have this conversation with each other. And I've got a few things to say about that too, but we're gonna remove that. And we're going to hide this for a bit. We'll come back to it because we have to end on confetti because that's just how it is. Today's quote is from Geraldine Brooks. And let me go down and make it so she's the center of attention here. I like to be off by myself, away from the eyes of adults who always had some task or errand to demand of an unoccupied child. Right? I think this is so important for us to have unstructured time. I raised my kids Montessori, which is structured in quite a lot of ways, but because I homeschooled a lot of it, and even when it's like after school. So the after school Montessori, all the way up until the time they were in middle school. So that whole time their bedrooms were set up Montessori. There was a structure to the environment, but they got to figure out how to structure or how to align themselves with that structure. I know I've said this before, but it really resonates with me with my kind of worldview about how life and living is like the ocean, and I'm body surfing on a beach. And so you can't just sit on the beach. You got to get out into the waves, and then you educate yourself and you train yourself and you condition yourself and you strengthen your skills in order to be able to listen and to know when it is to swim like hell. So you can catch that wave before it even appears, and then you align yourself with the forces of the ocean. You can't change the ocean. All you can do is listen deeply to the ocean and try your best to figure out how best to situate your body, yourself, what you do have control over, and how to align that with the ocean, which is the same and yet different from moment to moment, right? From moment to moment, it's a different thing. That Heraclitus, you can't step into the same river twice because the water is moving. There is a motion to this, a movement to this. And so when I see this, that kind of brings up what Geraldine Brooks is. This is how I connect the dots. You probably connect the dots in a wholly different way, which is going to be an incredibly rich experience for you to come and comment in the comments, so we can figure this stuff out because this is just how I look at things. Uh, I like to be off by myself, away from the eyes of adults who always had some task or errand to demand of an unoccupied child. And Geraldine Brooks, I believe, is slightly younger than I am. Uh, so I think it's even more so uh, for the younger generations right now, that almost all of their life they have not had time that was unoccupied. They were always doing something, whether it's screen time, right? I'm seeing infants right on the, from like under a year old with smartphones in their hands because it keeps them occupied. So whether we're occupying them to keep them from fussing, or we're structuring them because we have some, we think that they're going to miss some critical uh, developmental stage, like learning how to play the piano before they're 5 years old, that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying any of this stuff is bad, but I'm thinking, where's the downtime? Why are we hustling so much? When can we be alone? When can we be at peace? There's another YouTube, well, there's several YouTubers that I know of that do this is the writing habits of these famous writers, right? And I was listening to one of them talk about Ursula Le Guin's writing habits. And she said she forced herself to do it for 3 days. And it was really hard because there wasn't there wasn't structure to it. There was too much downtime. She got bored. She got restless. She couldn't sit with herself that long. And I'm thinking, that's why Ursula Le Guin is so good. It's not about word count. It's not about productivity goals. It's about the ability to relish and gain introspection from being alone and unoccupied, to understanding how to listen that deeply to the ocean that is within you, right? That's where the creativity springs from. Yeah, you can't do it by just sitting on the beach or sitting beyond or floating beyond the breaks. You have to engage in it, but you have to spend the bulk of the time deeply, deeply, deeply listening, right? That's an art form that we've lost, right? I think we are, it's an endangered art form at least. And that's one of the reasons why I do this, ironically, is because, I'm giving that nod to my forebears who sat around the kitchen table with a cup of coffee, thoroughly enjoying it. It's not that they didn't have stuff to do. It's not that their lives were easy. They hauled water from the creek, for God's sake. And if they didn't do that, if they were lucky enough to have a hand pump, that's the spigot in the sink was a hand pump with my grandma, my earliest memory of that. So it's not that life was plush for them, but they relished in their free time, in their private moments to themselves, in that unrushed state of being, and they lived. They knew they were alive. There's something just beautiful about that. And that's what I would like to leave you with today. But first, I got some other because I'm going to go and show you this too. And because I've been doing this lately, I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want to do as far as how to structure these things. But I really like to showcase the authors that we're pulling from as for our inspiration. This is Geraldine Brooks. She has an author page, and she is younger than I am, you can tell, or at least that's an old picture, but I can guarantee you she's younger than I am. So GERALDINEBROOKS.com, go check her out. Her newest book is Horse, a novel, but she's got many, including Pulitzer Prize winners, New York Times bestsellers, all kinds of wonderful things that Geraldine Brooks has got there. So do check her out. And then from there, I'm going to switch again And we're going to go back to our, because we have to end on our confetti. So here we go. Draw. There we go. Surprise, surprise. I won. One of these days, you guys are going to be the winner chicken dinner. But until then, here is, and have a very, very blessed day. See you tomorrow.